Today, the 21st of March, 2023, it's a very important day in the history of South Africa. 63 years today, 69 people were shot in the back by the apartheid police for, honestly, we don't understand why, because those people were on a peaceful march where they wanted to express to the then government that carrying dom passes, as they were referred to at that time, was inhumane, it was suppressive, and it was unnecessary. But the government of that day, instead of listening to them, sent their brutal police to just, get rid of, I suppose in their own words, nonsense. And they instructed people, they didn't want to listen to them. They instructed them to disperse, and people, when they wanted to plead with them to listen to them, that's when they opened fire on them. And as people were running away, 69 were shot down, dead. 180 were injured. As you have heard, one of the gentlemen told us that he still has 2 bullets in his body, and he's in his 80s, I think. So it's a brutal history that we dare not forget. So we have young people who are growing up today. They are in schools. Fortunately, it forms part of our curriculum, but as a department, we have a responsibility of documenting history and documenting it correctly and archiving the history of our country. So we're going to have a conversation with the MEC for Education in the province. We've had, several conversations where the inclusion of what happened in the Vaal 63 years ago must be enriched so that it's not a by-the-way kind of information. Our children must get the whole story and understand it properly for what it is. Because if we don't do that, we run a risk of them being oppressed by other people because they won't know what happened on this day. So, for us to be here today, there were a number of programs that we had to take on as the department to actually speak to what I was saying earlier on, to make sure that we tell and document the history and document it properly. Through the Gauteng Film Commission, we shot, I think, 2 or 3, 3 sessions of storytelling, in Baula storytelling, where the different aspects of what happened, the build-up of what happened 63 years ago, then by initially the PAC, and they must be acknowledged for the role that they played, were the initiator of this, but they were joined by the ANC later on. And then the march unfolded and what happened. So the GFC is documenting that. This is an opportunity for young people who are interested in script writing, must come on board and working with the GFC, using their talent and us bringing the element of development, work together with them to make sure that and that is my dream, and I spoke to the Premier about this, that we would have a 2-hour film telling this story. He agreed to it. I still have to go back to him and tell him that, Premier, this we must do. So we must do that. Those stories must be told.